Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to Good Morning with me, Misti B. Now, let me ask you guys, am I the only person who dances when they know they're about to eat some really good food? I know that I'm not. It is Foodie Friday, and I have my absolute favorite vegan chef in studio with me today. Her name is Chef Nadia Ahmed, and guess what? She makes vegan food taste absolutely delicious, okay? And I am not the only person to say so. She is an executive chef, she is a wife, she is a mother of three, kind of sort of four on the way. And guess what? She is all things fun, but she teaches people how to make vegan food taste good, delicious, and still be healthy. Alrighty? And guess what? You may recognize her face because she was on the Great Food Truck Race with me, Food Network, and we won at $50,000 together. And trust me, I can't say it was blood, sweat, and tears, but I can say there were lots of tears and lots of cold. And she had frostbite. No, she doesn't have any more. But stay tuned, okay? Because this is my favorite chef, and I'm going to try some of her favorite dishes. Well, one of her favorite dishes today. We are going to be right back after this break.
Move up at Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT4 Luxury Collection for only $319 a month. The new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $399 a month. Both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase either and enjoy 1.9% APR for 60 months plus bonus cash. Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. Ron Carter Cadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back. I have my absolute favorite vegan chef in the studio with me today. Please welcome Miss Nadia Ahmed. Hello, chef.
Hello, Misti.
What have you been doing, honey, since we were on the Food Network?
Oh, lots.
I see a ring. I see a baby in the belly. You have something to tell me?
Well, I guess I do. So I've gotten married since Alaska, and I got a little nugget brewing, a little tasty nugget.
So we started with tasty balls, and now we got tasty nuggets. All right, go, chef.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to ask you the question that we always get asked during interviews. Okay.
Okay.
What's next for you since you've won $50,000 on Food Network?
Honestly, I really don't have an answer for that question right now because I'm just more focused on growing my little nugget, and then I want to just maybe add that to what I already have going on. So
awesome. So let's talk about that. Okay, so you know in our community, the Black community, being a vegan is it's kind of taboo, would you say?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
Talk to us about your journey into veganism.
For me, my journey into veganism actually started from health. So a health perspective. I was told that I was beginning to have an underactive thyroid about maybe 7-ish years ago now, maybe a little more, a little less. And so I was like, okay, hold the press. I'm too young to start taking, medication for this. That was not something that I wanted to do. I'm more of a lifestyle, holistic style person. And so I just asked my doctor, do you think we can maybe try through food or a different route first, maybe changing my diet or a more natural approach? Thankfully, he was on board, and that's not traditional, that in Western medicine. So thankfully, like I said, I had a doctor that absolutely agreed, and we just kind of monitored my blood work throughout the next 6 months to a year. And actually everything started to regulate my vitamin levels, the thyroid started going back up to, a normal level. My hormone levels were going back up, and everything kind of self-regulated at that point. Even my anemia, which is something that I started suffering with on and on after having children. So
let me ask you this. Were you afraid to become a vegan? Did you have any qualms?
No. So, and the irony about that is it actually came from, I guess, me learning more about it through my first family that I used to cook for when I was doing private personal chef work. And the wife was vegetarian, but the rest of the family ate, a traditional carnivorous diet. So I was still having to cook basically 2 separate meals. But I'm like, I don't know how to cook like this. Like in school, it's butter, fat, cream, traditional, like rich restaurant food. But that was not at all what my family wanted to cook. They wanted very healthy food. And again, she's vegetarian. I never cooked like that. And so, I can make a vegetable. But again, when you're cooking for a balanced meal, you have to really kind of get in there and learn how to, get the grains, your protein, your starch, your veg, and all of that through just vegetables. So
now,
it was a learning process.
You are known for these crabless crab cakes. You cooked them on Food Network.
I did.
The renowned Chef Tyler Florence, literally said something twice about your crab cakes.
He did.
I'm going to go ahead and kind of start nibbling on mine. But seriously, one thing, because I'm hungry, but I want to talk about, me, what's my favorite thing to eat?
Salmon.
Correct. So say for instance, someone who does want to incorporate vegan dishes into their diet, what's a good way to start?
I always say start with adding into your diet versus telling yourself you're going to just take all of this stuff out of your diet.
What does that mean?
So instead of saying, okay, well, if I'm going to eat vegan, I'm going to take the salmon out, take the meat, take the everything out. No. Just see how you can replace it. So if salmon is your favorite, and like, for instance, this is a crabless crab cake, so it's still seafood, but just with the vegetables. So maybe add this to the plate and maybe less salmon. So instead of a full portion, you can do half the vegetable, half salmon. So I always say start with where you are. Don't do this big overhaul, because that's how people regress and be like, forget this, it's too hard. Again, I even had to learn. It took me years to get to where I am now.
Okay, so Green Roots Kitchen.
Yes.
You've been doing cooking classes for how long?
Since 2015, and we're in 2020, so 6 years.
2021, my love.
Yes, that's what I thought I said. But anyway, I've been doing cooking classes with Green Roots Kitchen for 6 years now, but I've been doing Green Roots Kitchen, like I said, in the personal private chef for like 9 years. So
okay, so I'm over here eating this crabless crab cake.
Yes,
which I've had before. It's my chef. But so you know me. I love a good chicken wing. If I'm not eating salmon, I'm eating chicken wings. It's true.
Okay.
So what do I do with that? Do I introduce myself to some jackfruit?
You can use jackfruit. I typically would do like oyster mushroom though, because the texture is more similar to like the chicken. Or even, I love my cauliflower. So everybody knows when we used to do the big pop-up events and Green Roots Kitchen would be out around the city of Houston, we would like do the we did do the crabless crab cakes, but our other signature dish was our collard greens, grits, and our cauliflower nuggets, which was like, it's fried like chicken. So it still tastes like a cauliflower, but it's battered like chicken. So
it's battered. Okay. So what's your preference, cauliflower or jackfruit?
It doesn't matter, whichever one. But I love the cauliflower. But it's because jackfruit is just different for me. I use it in a different application. And mushrooms too. I use them in a different application.
Okay. Application. Who uses application with food, chef?
Lots of chefs.
Exactly. So you're talking to regular people like myself, home cooks. What the heck does that mean?
Just in the way that you would utilize it.
Okay.
So for me, I use jackfruit, but I use it like when I'm doing my jambalaya or my dirty rice. I do throw it in there as like shredded chicken. Okay. So it's more of like the shredded version of chicken if you were doing like a dish like that, if that makes sense.
Okay. What other type of questions or taboos do you get in your Green Roots Kitchen cooking classes?
Something about, like, for instance, a lot of people think, like, especially in the Black community, that, like, we're supposed to eat this way. No. I tell people, eat for what works for your body. And I mean that a lot of times we don't listen to our bodies. So like how, you might be feeling sluggish, tired, whatever, anemia, whatever, vitamin deficiencies, and it shows up in different ways. Listen to your body, because veganism might not be for you, but you do need more vegetables. And that's what I tell people. I'm not here to tell anyone to go vegan. I'm here to tell you, hey, add more vegetables to your diet, because it can really make a big, big difference.
So I'm going to bring up Alaska again.
Okay.
So, there were limited options for you in Alaska,
Very,
like as far as food, right?
very limited.
What does someone who is a vegan, what do you do when you're in a part of the world where you would think veganism is a big thing now, right? But it's not.
Not everywhere.
Not everywhere. You've experienced that firsthand.
Right.
What are your options? What do you do?
Well, that's when I say you go real old school with it, and literally you just turn vegetables into kind of like that, turning water into wine. Your vegetables really become the star of the show, and you can do really basic things. Everybody pretty much has quinoa now, thank goodness. That's kind of come on board. And this whole idea of like veganism, it has gained popularity, but you have to think in Alaska, a lot of that like quick, ready to eat stuff is not like their way of life. So again, vegetables being the star of the show, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And that I actually prefer to eat that way versus those kind of quick, ready to eat style meals. So like even what you're tasting right now in the crab cake, straight vegetables.
I know, my
Straight
fave.
vegetables. So you know what I mean? So again, you just have to find a way to, you know, again, that application or that way you're going to utilize your vegetable to create a different dish. So you're not just staring at a carrot like, I don't want to eat this carrot.
We're about to go to break, but we're going to talk more about
Okay.
that. Guys, we're going to be right back after this break because guess what? I thought when I tried veganism for about 3 months that I could only eat salad. We're going to dive deeper into that. Stay tuned. We'll be right back as I eat this.
Move up at Ron Carter Cadillac with the new 2021 XT6 luxury collection with standard third row seating for just $459 a month for 39-month lease with only $1 down. Or purchase and receive 1.9% APR for 60 months plus $2,500 bonus cash. Gulf Freeway just 2 minutes south of the Beltway. Test drive the new 2021 Escalade today at Ron Carter Cadillac.
Smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
I'm a part of the prenatal care club now, taking all my STD tests.
Did you know your doctor's required by law to test you 3 times for syphilis and HIV?
Yes, my husband and I are making sure I get all 3 tests.
Good. Testing is the key to preventing congenital syphilis.
And good prenatal care is your first labor of love.
Glad to hear your husband is so involved.
Thank you. Yes, taking all my STD tests for syphilis is important to both of us. My prenatal promise is to prevent a stillbirth or miscarriage. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back. I am still here with my absolute favorite vegan chef. Now, Chef Nadia, okay, I am chowing down on these crabless crab cakes. You know that I like them. And I love the sauce that you make too, okay? But I have to ask you, what makes this crabless?
So to replace that texture of the crab meat that you would have in a traditional crab cake is the hearts of palm and the artichoke. So it gives you that nice flaky like feeling that you have, like that mouthfeel when you're eating a crab cake. Which hearts of palm is not something that people like are used to per se, but you can find it in any grocery store.
At any grocery store?
Any grocery store.
Now the sauce, what's the sauce about?
The sauce is like basically a remoulade sauce, a little spicy remoulade sauce.
You make this yourself too?
Of course.
Fancy.
Absolutely.
So here's a misconception that I had myself about being a vegan. So I tried it for like 3 months in about 2016.
Something.
But I enjoyed it. I really did. But I'm going to tell you what I did. I did all salads.
Yeah, no.
I just make them very creamy. But I enjoyed it. But
No. I like salad, but could you imagine if I ate salads for 7 years, the last 7 years?
you like a rabbit. But that's what I call you. Okay, anyway. So what are some options, right? Again, people, especially in our community, they swear, oh, I need meat with every single meal.
Yeah, no.
Right, which we know. I hope people know that they should not be doing that. But what are some options besides salad?
So one thing that I always tell anybody is that every meal, you do want something green, but it doesn't have to necessarily be a salad. So it could be a leafy green vegetable, your collard greens, mustard greens, spinach, kale. And that just have something green, but it doesn't have to be a salad. So again, you could cook these things down. You could have like how you would do creamed spinach, and you could use a cashew cream sauce for that. Then again, that's also giving you protein. So just really making vegetables the star of the show, and then having like a grain for the fiber, because a lot of times people love to ask vegans, where do you get your protein from? Nobody in America is having a protein deficiency. And just learning to have more fiber in your diet too, to help with your digestive system to work everything, because that's something that people get confused with, is saying, oh well, it makes me go to the restroom a lot. And it's like, of course, because it's just greens and vegetables, but you have to add that fiber in to keep you satiated and keep you full, which is like your apples and your grains and things like that.
You know what else I'm saying? So I can't say I do. You know me, shoes. I don't do no doggone vegan all the time, but I have my days.
Absolutely.
But they're making it so easy now to be an unhealthy vegan.
Oh, yes.
People have the misconception that if you're vegan, you're healthy.
No.
Talk about that.
No.
Because I see you read the ingredients and I'm like, what is xanthan gum? If I see that on one more thing, what is that?
So those gums are in a way a preservative, and also sometimes thickeners, or like just to keep the consistency of the product. So and to thicken them up, so to speak, depending on what it is. So just vegan does not equal healthy, and healthy does not equal vegan, like you just said, because processed food is processed food. I don't care if it's vegan or not.
Because Oreos are vegan. You taught me
Oreos
that.
are vegan. They are
but
accidentally vegan.
Right, but that doesn't make it healthy.
Exactly. So that's why I tell people processed food is processed food. And just keep that mantra in your head when it comes to anything. And very good for you for reading a label, because that's something that people don't do. And typically I say, if you can't pronounce it, which not always, because sometimes I use the scientific names for things, but just look it up. Look it up. And that's one thing that I encourage people to do anyway, so you know what you're eating, because preservatives aren't good for anybody. Again, I don't care if you're eating the meat still or not eating the meat. You shouldn't be eating a bunch of preservatives and additives in your food anyway. So.
Okay, agree. So what should people expect when they come to your cooking classes?
Lots of fun,
okay,
but also very educational, but in a digestible way. So I won't be saying things like in this application, or I might, because I like to teach people that it's approachable. We all can do it. So maybe you thought, oh, I can never make this, or like how you said, I just thought I could only eat salads, and then you get bored, and then of course you're going to go back to what you know, because we're creatures of habit, all of us are. And but just a very educational, but from an approachable standpoint. So it's like, oh, I can do this. Oh, that's all it is. Once you have the know-how and the knowledge, and it's like, oh yeah, that's easy peasy.
So can I go back to Alaska?
Absolutely, you can go back to Alaska.
Whatever, don't be nice to me
Let's
now.
go back to Alaska.
Oh, I know, as hot as it is. Give me some highlights for you. What were your personal? We have our team highlights. What were some Chef Nadia personal highlights?
Just being in nature so much. So, and in a different type of nature than what I'm used to, like here at home, lots of mountains, the beauty. I'm pretty sure you got sick of me in the car not being a good co-pilot.
Completely sick of you.
I'd be over there, Misti, look at these mountains, and you over here, Nadia, I'm trying to drive. I can't look at the mountains. But being able to see, different terrain. So like the mountains, all the snow and the trees and the moose in the middle of, while we were filming.
Yes.
And so it's just seeing everything up close and personal like that. For me, I'm a nature girl. That's been my whole life. Even pre-veganism, but just being out there in nature like that, it was majestic. That's the right word for me. Being in nature is majestic.
Oh, it was majestic.
Yes.
Yeah. Why didn't I have that experience?
I'm not sure. Probably because you were so focused on driving.
Honey, I was focused on winning, okay? Okay, but I want to talk about this. Shut up. People do keep asking us what's next, right?
Yeah.
We get that a lot. Can we share what we've talked about?
Oh, absolutely.
You share.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to talk.
So everyone knows education is my jam and inspiration is your jam. But if we're being honest, they both really go together. Education and inspiring people definitely goes hand in hand. And we both have this idea of giving back, just in a different way. So I'm working with my old alumni, my old high school alumni, which is A-Leaf. And so that'll be our first stop, I guess, on our inspiration education tours. And we're going to be doing, I want to say in August, I think it is, our first pop-up, so to speak, and just talking to the kids and really just, I guess, showing them what can be done and being that inspiration that we were to even the few that we were able to come in contact with, the few people that look like us, even while in Alaska. So just really going back to schools and just showing these kids what's possible, especially kids that aren't, I guess they're told so much like, oh, being a chef, that's not a real job.
I know, right?
Being in food necessarily, it's not a real job. So, and I hate to hear people say that because culinary is absolutely a real job.
But I'm excited about that. Like you said, inspiration is my thing, education is yours. And one of the things I heard one of your wedding guests say when she overheard me talking, when I said we were going to start going to schools. So everybody wants to know what's next. No, we're not about to get a food truck.
No, we're not getting a food truck.
We are successful business women. We have no desire to add that. Listen, owning a food truck in Houston in 100-degree weather, woo! Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
But the lady was saying how her daughter was so excited to see women who look like her do something
absolutely
on TV. And I know we talk about this a lot, but Chef, do you know we literally made history?
Absolutely.
Have you thought about that?
Yes.
Like we did something. We are the first all-female. Like that's crazy. Black feet. Like we did something.
We did that.
Like I'm gonna see my name in the encyclopedia.
Hold on. Do they make those anymore?
Oh yeah.
Not sure.
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Okay. But okay. Any school. Like when we go to the schools, what do you want the kids to see?
Just more of that it can be done. And that's again, even in my cooking classes, like I said, that a lot of times I guess we get intimidated, all of us, about things that we don't know. But you don't know what you don't know. That's what my godmother used to tell me. And just once like somebody shows you, it's like, oh, this is possible. So just in your words, dreaming out loud, and so that people can see this really is possible. I'm telling you, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, when I went to culinary school, this is not what I thought, where my career would take me. So just showing them like, man, if you just keep following a path, staying in alignment, doing what is meant for you, even when the rest of the world or family, friends, whoever is telling you that's not a good career or that doesn't make enough money. You don't do things for the money. The money will follow you if you're doing what you love to do anyway.
And we are living witnesses to that. And on that note, we have to end this segment. But thank you so much, Chef. You know you mean so much to me.
Aww.
So thank you. And I get to eat the rest of my crabbless crab cake.
Yeah, and I hope you enjoy.
I will. We are going to be right back after this break, guys.
Move up at Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT4 Luxury Collection for only $319 a month. The new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $399 a month. Both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase either and enjoy 1.9% APR for 60 months plus bonus cash. Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back. Did you guys enjoy Chef Nadia? And I know that we're afraid to be vegans in the Black community. Like, oh my God, I have to have my chitlins. I gotta have my hog maws. No, you don't. Put that stuff down, okay? Now, let's get into Dream Out Loud. So, to be quite honest, seriously, and I don't think we really give ourselves, and when I say ourselves, I'm referring to my team from the Great Food Truck Race, Team Tasty Balls, woohoo! And yes, we named it Tasty Balls because, my chefs make really, really good food, okay? And they know how to put everything into a ball. But we don't really give ourselves credit for what we really, really did. Guys, literally, and I always try to paint this picture. You took 3 Black women from Houston, Texas, okay, where it's 100 degrees, and put us somewhere where it was below 0. And we were able to persevere, which was not easy. If you talk to anyone on our team, if you talk to anyone on the show, they will tell you that was challenging. It was crazy, right? Literally, Chef Nadia got a frostbite on her ear and some things you don't see on TV. One day she couldn't even walk, like literally she could barely walk because her toes were that frozen. Like I literally had to help her into the hotel that we were staying in. But nonetheless, we did it. Like we literally made history. These 3 Black women, including myself, we went somewhere. In 13 seasons, we won $50,000. And guess what? A lot of times, if you watch the show, it didn't look like we were going to win. There were several times Nadia and I were holding hands during elimination, like, okay, is this it? Are we about to pack our bags? Personally, I would have been okay because I was cold. But at the same time, the competitor in me definitely wanted to win. But anyway, nonetheless, you heard us saying that we are going to go around to different schools and our goal is to inspire. So we're going bigger than a food truck, right? So we can easily open a food truck and sell and make money for ourselves. But we don't want to do that. We literally want to go into the different schools around Houston. And if the opportunity comes, we'll go bigger than Houston. But we want to teach these children that guess what? You can dream. And guess what? You can also dream during a pandemic. Like we did this in a very interesting time in the entire world and we still won. Okay. So if you have a school that your kid attends, or even if you're in school and you want us to come and to not only feed you, Nadia's gonna do the cooking, okay? That's not my thing. That's not my ministry. But I would love to inspire, and that's our thing. We want to show these kids that all things are possible. And I know a lot of times people say, oh, but do you have to say that you're the first Black female team? Yes, I absolutely do. As Chef Nadia once said, representation matters. It's important that kids who look like us know that this can happen for you too, okay? So with that being said, if you have a school that you want us to attend, please email the station at info@americanstartv.com and make sure that you're following us on social media, Instagram and Facebook at American Star TV. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. And if you make some vegan dishes soon, send those in because I want to taste them. Bye-bye.